Welcome to This Explainer. We're jumping right into the absolute heart of the 2026 World Cup final today. We're setting the stage for the ultimate collision, really. We've got South American flair and just relentless, refuse-to-lose belief going head-to-head with pure European precision and dominance. This isn't just a game, it's a narrative masterpiece that's literally been decades in the making.
Okay, so to really grasp the gravity of this, look at this image. I mean, can you actually believe this is real? That is a 20-year-old Lionel Messi holding a 6-month-old baby. And that baby happens to be none other than Lamine Yamal. It's wild. What's so fascinating here is the sheer, full-circle reality of it all. 19 years later, that literal infant is now a teenage prodigy, stepping onto the biggest sporting stage on Earth to face the very man who held him. It's absolute poetry.
But before a ball is even kicked, we really have to talk about the grueling environment these guys are walking into. July 19, 2026, at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Now picture this. It's a 3 p.m. local time start, open-air stadium, and the temperature is expected to hit a sweltering 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, and add in that heavy, suffocating East Coast summer humidity. So they aren't just battling each other today. They're going to war with the elements at peak afternoon heat.
And the sheer scale of this event, it's totally unprecedented. For the first time ever in World Cup history, we're getting a Super Bowl-style extended halftime show. We're talking massive global acts, Madonna, Shakira, BTS. Then there's a 90-minute closing ceremony featuring Tom Cruise. And when the dust finally settles, the World Cup trophy is going to be presented to the winners by U.S. President Donald Trump. The whole thing is just an enormous, globally televised pageant wrapping around a historic football match. So how did these two teams actually get to this colossal stage? Well, it's fascinating because they could not be more different. It is a fundamental clash of styles. Argentina's campaign has been straight out of an action movie, pure chaos. They thrive in the drama and those unbelievable edge-of-your-seat comebacks. Spain, though, they embody clinical precision. They are calm, they're methodical, and they just suffocate opponents by controlling exactly where and when the game is played. It's heart-stopping emotion versus cold, calculated logic.
And that clash of styles leads us to this insane statistical juxtaposition. It perfectly highlights the extremes we're dealing with here. Ready for this? Argentina comes in with the tournament's most explosive attack, netting a staggering 19 goals so far. Spain? They've got the most suffocating defense of the tournament, conceding just one single goal. One. It is literally the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object.
Let's look a little closer at Argentina's chaotic run. It has been pure late-game cinema. I mean, they survived a 2-goal deficit against Egypt, they ground through 2 exhausting extra-time matches against Cape Verde and Switzerland, and then they pulled off a dramatic 85th-minute comeback against England in the semifinal. The main takeaway here? Argentina is a team that simply refuses to die. They constantly rely on this immense late-game belief and pure aggression to survive.
But then we look at Spain, and we run into this staggering number, 37. That is Spain's current record-chasing unbeaten streak in international matches. They haven't lost a game since March of 2024. How are they pulling that off? By completely starving their opponents of the ball. They've averaged a suffocating 71% possession across the tournament. They neutralize threats before they even have a chance to materialize. Going 37 games without defeat is just a massive testament to their absolute control.
Speaking of staggering numbers, let's jump back to our two main protagonists. Check out this one, 20. That's the incredible 20-year age gap between the 39-year-old veteran Lionel Messi, who, by the way, is playing in his 6th World Cup, and the 19-year-old Spanish prodigy Lamine Yamal. You've got one guy who defined an entire generation of football, and another who is aggressively trying to define the next one. It is the ultimate master versus apprentice showdown. And you know, the story gets even richer when you dig into the DNA of these two squads. Look at the Barcelona connection here. Messi spent 17 legendary years in Barca's senior team. On the flip side, Spain currently fields 8 Barcelona players in their squad, including Yamal, Pedri, and Cubarsí. The poetic irony is just brilliant, isn't it? To win this World Cup, Messi has to dismantle a Spanish side built almost entirely around the exact same Barcelona academy principles that created him. Oh, and the connections don't stop on the pitch. We've got a fascinating subplot happening right on the touchline, too. We literally have the teacher facing the student. Spain's manager, Luis de la Fuente, actually taught Argentina's manager, Lionel Scaloni, during his coaching courses back in 2017 at the Spanish Federation Academy. So now, the former student is standing squarely between his old teacher and the biggest prize in world football. You honestly couldn't script it better. So what does this all mean? With all this incredible history and emotion colliding, the biggest question is, where is this tactical chess match actually going to be won? Because once that whistle blows, the narratives fade away, and it all comes down to pure execution on the grass.
If we look at the pitch, there are a few highly specific zones of conflict we're going to see. First up, you've got Messi trying to escape Rodri's relentless defensive screening in the midfield. Good luck with that. Then, watch how Argentina plans to handle Yamal. You can totally expect Tagliafico and Mac Allister to double-team the teenager to shut down his one-on-ones. On the other side, Julian Alvarez is going to be tasked with aggressively pressing Spain's 3-1-2-4 build-up to force some uncharacteristic errors. And finally, keep an eye on Spain's Mikel Oyarzabal. His clever movement is designed specifically to drag Christian Romero out of position and open up gaps for Spain's midfield runners. It is going to be a high-speed, intense game of chess.
Now, if you're trying to predict a winner based on history, well, good luck. It's nearly impossible. Over 14 historical matches, it is perfectly balanced. 6 wins for Spain, 6 wins for Argentina, and 2 draws. Dead even. They've met once in a World Cup back in 1966. Argentina took that one 2-1. But in their most recent meeting, which was a 2018 friendly, Spain absolutely demolished Argentina 6-1. So, historically, this thing is balanced on a literal knife's edge.
However, we absolutely cannot ignore the physical reality of this specific tournament. The fatigue factor is huge here. Because of those 2 extra time matches, Argentina has had to play 60 more minutes of football, and they've had 1 less day of rest compared to Spain. Going into an 88-degree, humid, open-air final, Spain's slight physical and recovery advantage might just be the exact thing that tips the scales late in the game.
So what do the numbers say? The Opta supercomputer predictions give Spain a 45.1% probability of winning in regulation. That's compared to Argentina's 29.4% with a solid 25.4% chance of this whole thing going to extra time. So the data slightly favors Spain's complete, clinical approach and their physical freshness, assuming, of course, they can dictate the tempo and avoid falling into Argentina's chaotic traps.
But as we all know, data doesn't account for heart. Actually, scratch that. It doesn't account for the monster mentality. Take a look at this quote from our expert analysis. If this match is leveled entering into the final 15 minutes, I really do think Argentina will end up winning. The whole point there is that if Spain fails to completely kill off the game by the 75th minute, Argentina's late-game belief just takes over. The pressure skyrockets, Spain's control might falter, and Argentina thrives in that exact type of intense chaos.
Which brings us to our final lingering question. Is Argentina going to ride the chaos to secure a historic back-to-back dynasty and a 4th World Cup, permanently etching Lionel Messi's ultimate legacy? Or will Spain's methodical, suffocating new golden generation cement absolute defensive dominance and officially usher in the era of Lamine Yamal? The ultimate clash of chaos and control is finally here. Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and hey, go enjoy the final.